So I'm sat out here on a beach in Lanzarote, which can be seen like that. So, and it's kind of given me a bit of time to think and also a bit of time to vent, because I've been here for about 3 hours by myself, just kind of enjoying it and soaking stuff in. And the more I've thought about it, in terms of a holiday and stuff like that, I think it's nice to have the time to wind down. But the thing that it made me think about was, so I've had no money to come out here, or very little money in the scheme of things, and actually kind of pushed a bit kind of debt-wise to kind of have the experience. And the thing that I thought about in the most interesting way, or the thing that I was actually crossing my mind the most, was the fact that the money doesn't really matter. Not in a kind of stupid, money's not a thing, blah blah blah. Because obviously money gives you the freedom to enjoy yourself, the security of not feeling scared about your future situations and your environment. But that having lots of money wouldn't have made this that much of a better experience, because the bits that I've enjoyed the most didn't cost anything. Like, for example, being sat at this beach for the last 3 hours, and obviously with the futility of essentially, everything eventually going your way, I feel as though that having the money for a house or for renting, or having the money for a house or having cars or everything in between is all very good, and I wouldn't not choose to have that. But at the same time, that you are not your possessions, you're the experience you get to have. And I think it's hard to really tell how much that's worth or how much it costs. To have a bit of enjoyment, to have a bit of time to yourself, to have fun, to have kind of your stresses kind of just wind down and fade away, is worth just as much as having a nice car, or maybe not, I don't know. Oh, fucking hell, this is probably the most pretentious thing I'm ever going to do. Actually, also probably not true, probably not the most pretentious thing I'll ever do. I'm sure I can find a way to be more pretentious. But I do think being out here has been really nice to kind of enjoy the kind of, essentially my time to enjoy having a bit of fun to myself. And I've not really done many of these vlogs except for the time where I got pissed off, and it's something where I want to get more on top of, and rather than do vlogs where I get pissed off. But vlogs where I'm happy, which hopefully will be more than when I'm not, moving forward. The nicest thing, or the nicer things about this, is that I'm just rambling. I'm just absolutely rambling. But fuck it. I got really stressed with my friends not wanting to come out, or not wanting to do what I wanted to do. And I think it's also good to know that it's actually been really enjoyable to have time by myself. And I don't know if people really have time by themselves in the same way, but kind of by yourself, not, and even though I almost always have headphones, I've got my headphones on me right now, they're in my bag, or my phone or my earphones, or just something to do, like always listen to music. It's kind of nice just to have something like this to level you out, to have an hour of just no interaction, no buzz, no notifications, no noise, just a bit of tranquility to kind of rattle around inside your own head and level out on what you think you want to do. And I think the more time I spend in other places, like when I've been to Portugal and Ibiza and other places beforehand, I always find myself sitting in a beach towards the end of the holiday, just by myself for like an hour or so, to kind of wind down, and before I go back to England and back to work and back to everything. Because I think it's nice to have a good chunk or a few moments to yourself, to have that kind of relaxing time. This is going to be an absolutely awful vlog, but I will have to force myself to post it, because if I don't start, I never will. And I've already started about 3 or 4 times, if not 5 times, because I have like other YouTube channels that I've also not posted to after starting. So this one I want to try and stay a bit committed to. But the main thing that I've actually kind of taken away from this is it's kind of allowed me to figure out what kind of a person I was, because this is kind of a lad's holiday, let's get drunk and let's go out and let's do this, and oh, that'll be funny, and oh, let's do crazy stuff. And that's not the person I am. And I don't know if it's the person I thought I was, or if it's the person, I don't know if I ever have been that person. I definitely thought I used to be. When I was a bit younger, about 2 or 3 years ago, I used to really, especially when I was especially when I was a teenager, I used to really think I was all about, yeah, oh, I want to go to Ibiza and get hammered and da 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 da. And as time's progressing, I think I'm not that kind of person, and I think the nicest thing is about having these kind of holiday experiences without normal distractions of like work and stress and life and everything in between, is it allows you to think about yourself without feeling guilty, because you've kind of earned that week to think about just yourself. And so as I'm thinking right now, and it's kind of made me think that I want to kind of do this as much as possible. Not necessarily have a big bloody holiday or whatever, but just with one person. If I could find a person that would be up for it, just have one person or 2 or 3 people to kind of just have like short breaks of like 4 to 5 days in areas like this, just anywhere with a beach, anywhere with a bit of a different scenery. Preferably a warmer climate, because I'm going to be honest, the cold's not for me, and obviously beaches are better when they're warm, because the English ones are shite, purely because of how bad the weather can get and how bad everything is. Yeah. And so aside from that, I think that's kind of the wrap up I wanted to go for, to kind of say that to the people that, if you're thinking about your possessions and I don't know, stuff like that, but don't worry about your money, because money will go, and you know, you could have a mountain of money, still doesn't last, still doesn't provide the same thing as actually just doing stuff. Obviously if you enjoy the experience of getting money, then keep going for it, and I definitely do the same. I try and chase it myself, and I've never had really a lot of money, so I can't really comment on how good it is to have a lot of it. So maybe there is something fantastic to it that I'm just missing out on, but at the same time I think it's nice to kind of have experiences just like this, just like seeing somewhere, just walking around somewhere that's completely new and having that buzz of not knowing anything. That's what I like chase the most, and I think that's what I've kind of missed out on this holiday. That walking around and doing these kind of things and being at the beach. My favourite part of any holiday, and I think it always will be, is just the first day where you don't know anything and you can go anywhere and not know what's around the corner and have that kind of mystery, that surprise. Because I think that's where almost all the enjoyment in life comes from. The fun and the enjoyment is in not knowing. It's in not knowing what's going to happen, or what's going to follow, or what's around the corner, or what's coming for you next. I think if you truly knew everything that was going to happen, or if you planned everything out, you'd never really get to enjoy it. And and so the nicest thing is that with going through all these, kind of going through all that in my head to kind of level it out and know what you kind of want to do and have that experience, I think it makes nicer. It can make for a nicer kind of ease of mind to not put that stress on to have the greatest holiday ever, or know everything about a place, or go to this for this and this for this, just to kind of not know and see what happens. Because, well, yeah, generally speaking, it'll all fade away eventually. Alright, well that's that. I've drawn a cross in the sand, and that was a horrible 8-and-a-bit-minute ramble that didn't make much sense, but feels a lot better to get it out of my head. Peace.